From teabagging NPCs to a campaign longer than the latest Call of Duty campaign, Counter-Strike Conditions Zero Deleted Scenes was originally developed by Gearbox Software and was then handed off to Ritual Entertainment. Deleted Scenes is fully single-player unlike the original Condition Zero, and has a total of 13 main story missions with another 6 missions that can only be accessed from the main menu.
Hamburger.
Your first mission puts you right smack in the middle of North Africa, where you're on a mission for something unspecified, and out of nowhere our helicopter gets struck by an RPG. After a little time passes, we wake up and we have to fight our way out of the crash site. This was actually fairly annoying, I'm going to be honest with you, but it wasn't too bad. After leaving the crash site, we find this radio-controlled bomb on a shelf to blow up this wall here. And I actually somehow missed this on my first time through, so I had to like backtrack and get it, which is kind of funny to be honest. After blowing up the bomb, we meet up with the so-called Delta Sniper.
So, someone really did survive that mess. Shit! CNC's reporting that multiple hostiles are converging on this position. We can't stay here any longer. Alright, grab any gear that you need. We're the last ones in this area. Move on ahead. I'm going in that tower to hold this position.
Be advised, just off a border, there's a heavy fire in the
Fuel flew! After clearing the evacuation plant, we're notified that contact with Delta Sniper has been lost, and we have to go rescue him solo, because apparently it's impossible to give me any sort of help. It's probably just the game being old. Anyways, on our way back, it's apparently possible to see him being taken, which I somehow didn't see. You can see this like 5-frame clip of where I would have been able to see him being taken. But here's footage of what that would actually look like. And on our way back to this position, we get ambushed by these guys on a truck. Which actually hit me like a truck. I'll see myself out, I know. After finding our good friend Delta Sniper, we have to fight our way back to the evacuation plant. And the first slight issue we run into is that the AI for NPCs following you is a little bit questionable. I mean, just look at this. My guy stopped following me, and then I ended up having to go all the way back to him and have him start following me again. Honestly, speaking of AI, let's talk about the enemy AI. It's a little bit inconsistent. I mean, you can see from these 2 clips here, it's kind of weird. But luckily, you can still finish the mission without any major problems.
Good work, Red Tail. Extraction, bring him home.
Hello?
After evacuating out of North Africa, our next mission is in the Philippines. Driver, did you say the Philippines? I did say the Philippines. Isn't that like not near North Africa? Yeah, I don't think I've mentioned yet, but I'm not entirely sure if we're the same person in between missions. But the 3rd and 4th missions do seem to confirm that we're really not likely the same person, so I don't know. Someone with more knowledge can probably correct me on that one. Anyways, back to what I was saying. This mission starts out in an enemy base, where we have to find the positions of a few hostages to stage an assault on the compound so we can rescue them by a boat. You'll then find that a vent blocks our path, and luckily there's a blowtorch next to a sleeping guy nearby. After visiting this guy's house, getting shot in the face a few times, and then borrowing this guy's blowtorch, we're then able to continue on our way. After we reply back to control with the positions of some hostages, all hell breaks loose.
Beginning assault. Scheiße. This place is booby-trapped. Everybody keep your eyes open for tripwires.
This is the part of the game that I actually somehow struggled with the most. I think it's due to the fact that these guys don't have AK-47s and a few other weapons, which you'd think wouldn't be a problem, but you know, they can actually like shoot you now. One thing you're going to notice here in a moment is that I have a small amount of footage that I can actually use, and you might be asking, why is that? Why are you only using this small amount of footage? And not only is this mission like not that great, in my opinion it's just like straight up combat almost 24/7. There's some stuff on the walls in some of these rooms that I cannot show on YouTube, and it appears very frequently. But hey, you know what I can show on YouTube? Our sponsor. Just kidding. I see you about to skip forward 10 seconds. I'm not sponsored at all. I'm not even monetized on YouTube anyways. But hey, if you go on to enjoy this video and want to see more, make sure to crash in the subscribe button for me, as it would seriously help me out on my YouTube road trip. The key moments in this mission happen just after we meet up with our team, as we have to move from courtyard to courtyard, clearing the area as we go. I still have no idea how I struggled with this one guy that had an RPG for a very long amount of time, and I died to him like a solid 5 times before I was able to continue, which is pretty funny. After we get past that very explosive mess, we have to clear out the evacuation plane, which requires us to not only clear the docks here, but also the building out in the water. Once that's done, we radio back to control it's clear and they'll begin to evacuate the hostages.
Attention! Everybody listen up. Alright, comrades. Time to go over the standard procedure. By order of the Russian Nuclear Disarmament Treaty, we have been commissioned to disarm and dismantle the former Soviet nuclear missile silo Site 6 of Regiment 42. Inside, we are to locate and disarm the SS-18 ICBM missile and ready it for decommission. Apparently, the support staff housed in Site 6 has been out of contact for nearly 24 hours. Most likely a failed comm system. But I don't want to make any mistakes this time.
Got a bad feeling about this one.
You always have a bad feeling.
Well, when I'm writing home to your mother, we'll see.
We should be arriving at our destination in a few minutes. Yuri, use your RC bombs to open this door.
Yes, sir.
After entering the building, we find the entire facility is on emergency power. The support staff just aren't responding to us.
This is strange. The facility is on emergency power.
Try the comm system.
This is Russian military to missile ops. Respond. Come in, missile ops. No response.
Everybody, let's get started on this door. You, get over to the bunker building and turn the power generators back on.
Our commander tells us to go inside the bunker building and turn the generators back on, which you'd think would be a fairly simple task and that nothing would go wrong. I mean, as you would think, it's pretty simple. But as it turns out, nothing is going on that's anywhere close to fine down there. As once we turn on the generators, a room opens that shows us the support staff have been unalived, and turning on the generator also ended up being our worst mistake, as right after we turn on the generator, our group gets ambushed by, and I quote, a large group of armed individuals.
We are under attack by a large group of armed individuals. 2 men are already down, and we are retreating deeper into the silo. You need to locate another entry into the silo and get to our position.
After leaving that room, the whole mission changes, as instead of one group of armed individuals, there are 2 groups fighting for the control of the missile. One wants to launch it, and the other one wants to steal it. I don't know how you're supposed to steal a missile, I guess you could do it, but it's just going to take a couple years. We're then notified that a fuel dump has occurred, and there's a ton of debris coming down from above, which causes the room in front of us to collapse. After a lot more fighting, we make it to the main control room. This room unfortunately has had the main controls destroyed, so our plan has to change. This new plan is to explode the fuel lines that go to the rocket jets. The first step of this plan is to obtain radio-controlled bombs from Yuri, who was on the top floor of the silo.
See it! We can't disable the launch for see it! See.
After getting to the bombs, we make our way down to the fuel line. Once we make it to the bottom of the silo, we have to blow up the main door and proceed through. Then we set up on the fuel line and give the controller to our commander. And for some reason, I decided that I would explode the fuel line while we were still in the room, which caused this. It wasn't the best idea in hindsight.
Fuel line, give me that bomb detonator. Get out of here! The radio signal won't penetrate through the blast doors. I'm going to detonate the bombs from here and make sure nobody disarms these bombs.
This was not the ending I was expecting at all. However, we still have to evacuate out of the facility.
Let's get home. Step on it.
Let's go. That is a job well done, I would say.
I'd love to talk to you, but this is not a good time. What's that?
Weapons and proceed to the firing.
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
A terrorist teammate often has fatal repercussions.